5 things men notice on women at first sight. Number 1, her nails. A woman's hands make a statement to a man. Number 2, her hair.
First of all, the one time we notice your nails, if a guy notices your nails, they're too long. Guys, I swear to God, not one time a guy ever say, yo, look at those nails, son. Let me get her number. The fuck? We don't give a fuck about nails. Just seriously, we really don't. I mean, I think women do their nails for other women. Like the more shit you put on your nail, the worse it gets. I'm perfectly honest with you. At least for me, you know. Maybe that's the difference between guys who like natural bodies versus guys who like plastic surgery, I guess. But in my opinion, any guy that doesn't see those long ass nails as a red flag, I don't know, man. I don't know. So just keep your nails simple. Don't keep it funky.
We're not looking to see how long or how short it is, but a nice hairdo does add to a woman's features. Number 3, the way she smells. A man can forget a lot of things, but he won't forget that fragrance. Number 4, the way she talk. Depending on the type of dude, he gonna categorize you just by how you speak. And number 5.
Yeah, if you speak hood, we're not going to take you seriously. Now, what does that mean, hood? Well, look at the English language and notice how many words you choose not to pronounce. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, son? Right? You know, I literally forgot. You know what I mean. Know what I mean, man? You know what I'm talking about, man? Do you know what I mean, man? Do you know what I'm talking about, man? Like, shortening your words, it's and the funny thing is that has nothing to do with race. It's more about to do with class, right? And unfortunately, people prefer people who speak clearly. And if you speak like you're from the hood and you're keeping it real, then I'm gonna keep it real with you. And most guys will not take you seriously. That's just how that works, people.
Her demeanor. A man pay attention to how well a woman carry herself, because at some point she become a reflection of him. Keep a rich mentality. 5 things.
Listen to this. 5 things that guys do.
What in the 50 Cent am I looking at right now? Jesus Christ, this guy looks like 50 Cent and a Pitbull mixing one. I've never seen nothing like that.
Notice, as soon as we see a woman, the first 5 things we notice. Number 1, how does she look? Men are very visual. Regardless of whatever you say, the first thing that normally captures a man's attention is how you look. So when a woman looks very attractive, or the man sees her as attractive, it would automatically grab his attention, right? But it may not hold his attention, but it definitely will grab his attention because we're very visual. Number 2, how she carries herself. The way a woman carries herself is very sexy, especially when she carries herself with class. We're like conquering. So we don't want something that anyone can conquer. We usually want things that not everyone can conquer. Notice I said the word men. So don't compare a boy to a man. It's 2 different things. Men like things that are not easy to conquer. Boys like easy things that are to conquer. Number 3.
It's almost like your goals, right? I prefer to do things that are difficult. Like I prefer to, the hell? Why am I getting like Spanish texts now? Great. What? All right. Let's keep going.
Who she's around. They say birds of a feather flock together. And most men judge you by the circle you carry and the circle you keep. So understand, if you're around a certain crowd, certain men might not entertain you because they get intimidated by the crowd that you keep. So if you usually hang out with people that tend to come across as very promiscuous, most men won't take you that serious.
Well,
Number 4.
That's because who your friends are is who you are. You know, if you hang around women who are escorts, look, people, Father Alex doesn't judge escorts, but if you're hanging around, if your friends are strippers, if you're like that type of stuff, or if your friends get around, a guy's gonna look at them and then judge you because of your friends. So it's kind of like reputation is very infectious. If you hang around bad people, they're gonna rub off that bad reputation on you, even if you didn't do nothing wrong.
The physical attributes. We all know what that is. We grown, so we don't have to get into it. But men are very visual when it comes to a woman's body parts. So understand that captures a man's attention. So men are lusty before they are thinking about a woman.
And look, A lot of women hate the fact that they hate the thought that if you lose your beauty, the man is going to stop loving you. That's the truth, right? Um, I could totally understand how some women think of that, and they hate that because you could ask yourself, so if I'm ugly, that means he's not going to want to be with me. And you could go to the conclusion that most guys just don't like you. They like you because of your looks. You have to understand is that like it's like studies show that when a man loses his job, there's a higher likelihood of him getting of the woman filing for divorce. If a guy files bankruptcy, there's a high likelihood that the woman might file for divorce. Now, you know what? Let's look it up, right? Let's look it up. Statistics, man, bankruptcy, and divorce. Let's find out. Let's see, people. All right, let's go over here. Statistics, men file divorce, women bankruptcy. Let's see. While the number of men filing, 50% of bankruptcy files are divorce. No. Let's find out. What are the stats of men who file for bankruptcy? Do they get divorced more? Let's find out. While men and women file for bankruptcy equal number, divorced people are more likely to file for their bankruptcy. Of course. Yeah, I know that for sure. All right. So the stats here show that a loss in a man's job can lead to a divorce, especially for men, right? And it's literally the same thing for a guy that if he earns a certain amount of money and all of a sudden he gets more broke, there's a higher likelihood that the woman will leave him. And you can totally understand how a guy would feel and say, oh, so she wants me for my money. Well, guess what? Women say the same thing. Oh, he likes me because of my looks. You got to understand, people. As a man, I provide for you, right? And if I'm not doing my job, the kid is going to die. You as a woman, if you let yourself go, that decreases the likelihood of you being able to have a kid and the kid not dying, right? So it all comes, if you're not able to keep your part, I'm not going to be able to keep my part. But it doesn't happen consciously, because consciously, that's cruel. But nature has a way of making that happen emotionally, but it comes with guilt. Because we sense there's a part of us that doesn't like them, but a part of us feels guilty. That's your evolutionary part of your brain telling you, get the fuck out of that broke guy. That's the same thing with guys. Get out of that girl, man. She's about to look a certain way in a few years, right? And it'll correlate with if she gains too much weight, it increases the likelihood of childhood mortality, of the baby dying, or even her not even being able to have a kid if she's overweight. So it's kind of like, yes, there's a superficiality to love that we sort of resent. Me as a guy, I'm a successful guy, right? But the truth is, if I lose everything that I have, I will struggle a little bit more with women. That's just a truth, right? But I don't resent that because that's just how things are. It's not personal. It's not personal. It's just human nature. It doesn't mean that the person doesn't love you. They do love you, right? But they can also stop loving you. If I start acting lazy, start accumulating debt, lose myself, I could easily see a girl leaving me because of that. You get what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, it's one of those sad things that unfortunately we are objects to each other.
Long-term relationship. They lust first before they love. Number 5, her vibe. People give off energy, right? And sometimes the energy they give off is very luring. Some people give off energy that makes you not even want to entertain them or go near them. But some people give off a vibe that's very luring. So men notice this from day one. We notice her vibe. If she vibing with everybody or is she just vibing with us? That's what matters the most. And if you don't understand, then you just let this go over your head. Don't let that go over your head. Listen to this.
One thing men notice first in women and find attractive, and that is your eyes. That's why it's so important when you first meet a man, or when you're with your man, or when you're out, that you're making good eye contact. It can also be a strong sign of interest, which will give a man permission to approach you to make the next move, etc. Now, one thing you can also do with your eyes is tell a story through your eyes. So express the kind of emotions and intrigue that you'd like him to feel as well. So you can do, for example, you can raise an eyebrow, or you could squint at him a little playfully, or just kind of bat your eyes, the traditional flirting technique. Now, if you'd like to discover how to attract your man for loving long-term
Look, people, it's like saying 1+1 = 1. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, okay.
and committed
Things that boys notice about girls.
Swear to God, I thought I saw myself. It was just another brother.
When you're jealous, now you're not gonna tell us when you're jealous, but we can tell when you're jealous when we hang out with our girlfriends and our homies and play the game all day. We can tell. We know y'all. We notice when you don't like someone. We can see them dirty looks from a mile away. Like I said in the previous clip, we can tell when you don't like our friends. We can tell when your energy off. We can see all that. We see right through that. Even when you be like, no, I'm fine. You're lying. It was not a lie that you got a whole lot of people stalk your IG more than you do. You be seeing people watching your stories and stuff, but this how you see this. Press share. Instagram, right? A whole list of accounts are going to pop up and it'll say recent encounters, and it's going to be a big list of people. We notice everything you do. We just don't say anything. Like when you try to fix your hair, when we see y'all, when you spray on that cologne that we know about. Not cologne, perfume. What am I talking about? But we know. And the only reason we know is because we pay attention. Y'all be thinking we won't pay attention. When you have a crush on that's just so obvious, y'all say this corny line right here. Oh, you don't see me standing right here? Please retire that. Like, this is for me. I'm saying it nice. Please retire that line, okay? Thank you. You notice the girls that don't talk much and they're the most interesting to us, bro. Because, like, a girl that don't talk a lot is a girl that you can really care for and be attracted to.
Showing that you are capable with strangers. Ladies, you know how unattractive it is when a guy is rude to waiters, when he's not nice to service staff or people in the street that ask him for help that he doesn't.
Look, people, I'm really nice to service. But when they're late, let me say something, man. I'm the nicest person on the planet. There's one thing that I don't like when I go to restaurants. And I think you guys are going to agree with me, right? Here in Mexico, I'm sounding very gringo. They have a habit of bringing the food before the water, bringing the food before the juice. Like I go to this taco stand where they give me the food, and I'm like, I'm not going to start eating the food if you don't give me the soda first, my man. Like, give me the food first. I mean, give me the water and then the food. No, they give you the food first, and then halfway through the meal, they bring you the water. People, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And then when you try to get them, they're like, oh, no, todavía no. And I'm like, okay, I prefer for you to bring me the juice first and then bring me the meal. Because I'm eating this. Okay, I'm getting mad, people. Let's continue.
Doesn't have to be nice to. You know how unattractive that is. Well, it works in reverse. When you're polite to people you don't need to be polite to, he pays attention and sees you for a warm and kind person. Showing that you are capable.